So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I saved $10,000 in 90 days and how you can do it too in 2025. It's the new year and it's time for New Year resolutions, and everyone is telling themselves the same thing, that they are going to save more money this year. But how many times have you stared at your bank account at the end of the year thinking to yourself, doesn't the number look strangely familiar? It looks the same as it did last year no matter what you did. Well, I've been consistently saving and investing my money for the last 2 to 3 years, building up a $100,000 savings account and also a $50,000 investment portfolio. So hopefully in this video, you'll be able to learn all the money tips that I use myself in order to save up $10,000 as fast as possible. So the first money tip that I learned is that income is king. I'm not going to BS you guys and start off this video saying that anyone can save $10,000 in 3 months or less, because that's not going to be the truth. Let's not kid ourselves here. Only people who are earning more money will be able to hit this amount of savings in such a short time frame. Let's say for example, someone who's earning $3,000 to $4,000 after graduating from university. This is before expenses and taxes, so if you take about 50% away, they'll be only left with $2,000. Even if, let's say, God forbid, you save the entire amount, you only have $6,000 saved in 3 months. So what are you going to do in this exact situation? Bitch about life and just keep complaining? No, you figure out a solution, and this is how you do it. In order to save $10,000 in 3 months, you break the task down into smaller, more manageable chunks. So this means that you need to save $3,300 every single month. Using the previous example that you're capable of saving 50% of your salary, I'm going to trust you guys on this, don't disappoint me. This means that you need to be earning at least $6,600. This step is supposed to get you a little bit more excited and not get you a little bit more depressed, because now that you have this goal in mind, at least we are getting somewhere with this money tip. Your full-time job might be able to pay you around $4,000, so you just need to be able to earn an extra $2,600. So what are some of these options? You can choose to either increase your income in one of two ways. You can double down on your job, work harder, and potentially get the next promotion that might just bump your salary up to that $6,600 region. Then great, mission is accomplished. Easy, we're done with this video. However, for most of us, most of our promotions don't pay that much, so you will have to find side hustles or alternate ways to earn more money. You basically need to work on increasing your earning potential and raise your monthly income so that you can hit this goal more easily and quickly in 2025. However, even if you are magically able to earn more money after watching this awesome video of mine, how are you going to save that money more efficiently? This brings us to money tip number 2, which is having a killer payday routine. What do you need to do in order to save the most amount of money and hit your money goals almost effortlessly? So if you're still watching to this part of the video, you're really lucky, because I'm going to review my entire payday routine and how much money I spent in December. So I usually track my expenses with a 2-step process. Step number 1 is something that I've done for the last 3 to 5 years consistently, so I'm very confident in saying that it works. I usually track my everyday expenses with the wallet app, and with every transaction that I make on the spot itself, I just input it into the app at that very moment. So this will help me to track exactly how much I'm spending on and which category that I'm spending on. Step number 2 would be me inputting all these values into my budgeting spreadsheet at the end of the month, and it only takes me 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to waste any more time into these things. Don't be a king of small numbers. You really just want to keep track of what you're spending and how much you're spending on it, so that you can curb on any of these kind of impulse buys and stuff like that. And it's an easy habit to get you to save a little bit more money. So far, doing this has definitely helped me to save thousands of dollars in 2024. But I usually split my expenses into the necessities and the variable expenses buckets. The necessities consist of things like taxes, insurance, rent, and all, and it should be fairly consistent. The variable expenses are things like shopping, subscriptions, and other big expenses that only happen once in a while. So if we take the December necessities as an example, I spent a total of $2,159.69, and the spreadsheet very nicely calculates that for me. This is an increase of $115 from November, and the reason for that was because it was the Christmas season and I ate out more often at restaurants with my girlfriend. This is not a common practice every month. I'm not going to do this every single month and ball all my money out on just food at restaurants and stuff like that. This is not something that we do very, very commonly. So I don't have to panic seeing that the numbers increase. It's just a momentarily increase. Moving on to the variable expenses column, I spent $2,266.60, which is a whopping $959.13 more than the November expenses. So before you flame me for this, let me explain. The difference here is because I spent over $1,000 on the PTYA Accelerator program, which is a YouTuber mentorship program, and that is a one-time expense which I had already buffered in with the savings from last month. It is not a luxury or impulse buy, and arguably will be a very good investment to make my YouTube channel even better and earn more money for myself in the future. If you scroll to the left side of the budgeting spreadsheet, it also shows the total net expenses of December, which brings us to $4,426.29. There's a hell lot of money spent in the month, but I don't have to worry too much because the increase was mostly a one-off thing and they were mostly still within my budget. This is the exact payday routine that I go through every single month, so if you want to take your expenses seriously in 2025, 2025, you need to come up with a solid payday routine as well. But now that you have a solid payday routine, you might just be asking yourself, how long should I be doing this and why exactly am I doing this? This brings us to money tip number 3, which is having proper money goals. Let's say for example, you want to travel to Japan for holiday this year, but if you don't set the goal of going towards the direction of where Japan is, you will never reach there if you're going towards the opposite direction, or if you're going into any of the diagonal directions. You're never going to reach there, or you're going to take a hell of a long time to reach there. That's the power of goals, and it acts as a compass so that you know that you're going towards the direction that you want to go for. So if you just face the direction of Japan and you started walking, I'm just pretending this is the direction of Japan, and you just start walking towards that direction, you're probably going to reach there faster to some extent than someone who is flying a plane but they're flying everywhere else in the world. You can set money goals for different time frames as well. I like to set them as short-term ones and long-term ones. Then it'd be like playing Pokemon on your Game Boy as a kid. You have the various gyms that you can fight at every town, and that acts as the short-term goals to overcome. But you still have the main long-term goal of fighting the Elite Four at the end of the game, and that keeps your eye on the prize. Let's take my money goals for example. I have two main goals at the moment. The short-term goal is to buy my house sometime this year. So perhaps you'll see a new YouTube studio. I wish to revamp a lot of things and change a lot of things, so that's going to be a very exciting thing. You guys who are watching my channel, you're going to see the transformation. I'll probably also vlog and maybe show a little bit of the transformation of my house, my renovations, my room, and how the YouTube studio is going to come. I'm actually really excited for it. All the money that I'm saving is finally going to be put to good use. But yes, knowing that I need to save that money for that goal, I need to make sure that I save up money for the house, and the money that is saved needs to be relatively liquid at the same time as well. The goal was to save around $50,000 to $70,000 by the time I'm ready to look for a house. So seeing that number increase every month for me motivates me, because I don't want to live under a bridge. Not that there's anything wrong living under a bridge, you're just exposed to the elements, and it's not something that I want to get myself into. But my long-term goal would be to have a retirement portfolio that allows me to have a passive income of $10,000 every month. In order to do that, I will have to consistently invest $2,000 to $3,000 every month into dividends, ETFs, and stocks. Seeing this portfolio increase consistently and pay me dividends here and there motivates me to continue investing and snowballing this portfolio to help me gain financial freedom in the future. Your goal, since you clicked on this video, could be to save $10,000 in 3 to 6 months. Then you can just work backwards according to this goal to take the necessary steps to achieve it. So definitely set money goals according to your time frames that make you think of the future as a beautiful and exciting one to look forward to. It will also help you determine how long you should be saving for and how much you need to save every month to hit these goals in the future. Then comes the question, how do you do this consistently, and why do so many people quit once the New Year resolution inspiration dies out? This brings us to money tip number 4, which is having fun. Honestly, there's no secret sauce here that you haven't heard before or you don't already know. The only problem is that you probably don't know how to make things more fun. This was something that I learned from reading Ali Abdaal's Feel Good Productivity book, and in order to be more productive and do things consistently for a long period of time, he says that you need to have fun and enjoy doing it rather than using the old school motivation and grind and just really hustling your way there. It's going to be really tough, and most people just tend to quit. An example he gave in the book was that there was a guy who was working a very routine job of taking orders at the drive-thru in McDonald's. Ordinarily, his job is very mundane. He's just taking orders and doing the same things every single day. However, he found a way to make his job a little bit more fun so that he could look forward going to work. So I think this was one of the things he did. He was trying to set a challenge for himself, and every day he would do something different. Maybe today he's going to upsell these customers on how many chili packets that he could sell and how many barbecue sauces he could sell, and that was just a challenge that to make his job a little bit more fun. He could make things like he could try his best to sell these people. There's no difference in the outcome of his job. He's not being paid more to do any of these things, and he can't control what he does at his job mostly, but he can still control the way that he's doing his job and trying to make things a little bit more fun. This made me realize that no matter what you are doing, you can always have more fun doing it, and that is key in doing it for a long period of time. So in order to achieve these money goals of saving $10,000 in 3 months, for example, how can you have fun doing it? I was able to do it by setting aside some fun money that I don't mind splurging on things whenever I was able to stick to good money habits and hit my goals. I would use this fun money to travel with my girlfriend, go eat nice food, or even just play at the arcades. We can do anything with this money because you deserve it, you work hard for your money, so don't let anyone else tell you what you should be doing with your money, and have fun with it. Maybe you shouldn't even be watching this video, but since you clicked on this video, continue watching it. This honestly helps to reinforce that you can have all this fun and still enjoy yourself precisely because you had a good plan, and that was indeed the plan to splurge this money. Hopefully this video helps you to save more money in 2025 and bring you a lot faster to that $10,000 savings, whether it be in 3 months, 6 months, or even a whole year. Honestly, don't rush yourself. Everyone everyone has their own time and stop comparing yourself to others because nobody really cares about you. I say that more because everybody is just preoccupied with their own lives and they're honestly just too busy to judge you for anything. So honestly, just do you and just do what makes you happy. If you enjoyed this video here, then you'll probably enjoy this video here on how to invest on the gooooo Singapore app as a beginner. Thanks for watching, have an amazing day as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next few videos. Bye bye.